Before the 1950s, dinner in America was a very different kind of show. It was a formal affair, a daily ritual that brought the entire family together around a central location, the dining room table. There were no glowing screens to distract from the conversation, just the clinking of silverware against ceramic plates and the voices of family members sharing the details of their day. The meal itself was the main event, really the star of the evening. It was a production that often took hours of careful preparation, usually by the mother of the household, who would plan, shop, chop, and cook a complete meal from scratch every single day. Imagine the scene. The table would be properly set with a tablecloth, napkins, and multiple pieces of cutlery for each person. The food was served in large dishes, passed around for everyone to take their portion. You had your main course, maybe a roasted chicken or a hearty meatloaf. Then came the side dishes, like mashed potatoes swimming in gravy, green beans snapped by hand, and freshly baked rolls still warm from the oven. This wasn't just about eating. It was a structured event that reinforced family roles and traditions, a time for connection and communication that was built into the very fabric of daily life. This traditional family meal was a cornerstone of American culture. It was predictable, reliable, and deeply ingrained in the rhythm of the household. Children learned table manners, parents caught up on school and neighborhood news, and everyone participated in the shared experience. The cleanup was also a group effort, with dishes being washed and dried by hand before being put away for the next day's performance. The idea of eating a solitary meal in front of a piece of furniture in the living room was simply not part of the cultural vocabulary for most people. The dining room was for dining, and the living room was for living. Then, a new piece of technology began to appear in American living rooms: the television. This magical box, with its flickering black and white images, presented a powerful new attraction. Suddenly, the living room had its own star performer, one that competed directly with the dinner table for the family's attention. The carefully orchestrated ritual of the family dinner was about to face its biggest challenge yet. People were captivated by shows like I Love Lucy and The Ed Sullivan Show, and they didn't want to miss a single moment, not even for dinner. The stage was set for a culinary revolution. The invention of the TV dinner wasn't born from a desire to watch television, but from a problem of poultry. A massive, nationwide, 260-ton problem of leftover Thanksgiving turkey, to be exact. The story begins in 1953 with the C.A. Swanson & Sons Company. They had seriously overestimated how much turkey Americans would buy for the holiday. After Thanksgiving, the company was left with a colossal amount of frozen turkey, sitting in 10 refrigerated railroad cars that were traveling back and forth across the country simply because there was nowhere to store them. The company was losing money every day just keeping the birds frozen. Enter Jerry Thomas, a resourceful Swanson salesman. He needed a brilliant idea, and he needed it fast. His inspiration came from a visit to the Pan American Airways headquarters in Pittsburgh. He saw the compartmentalized aluminum trays they used to serve hot food to passengers on long flights. A light bulb went on. What if they could package a complete meal, a miniature Thanksgiving dinner, onto one of those trays? It would have the turkey, of course, but also the classic side dishes. It was a way to repackage their turkey problem into a convenient, modern, and exciting new product for the American consumer. Thomas and his team got to work designing the meal. They created a 3-compartment aluminum tray that looked a bit like the television screens that were becoming so popular. They filled the largest compartment with slices of turkey topped with gravy. In the other 2, smaller compartments, they placed cornbread dressing and sweet potatoes. It was a complete, balanced meal that just needed to be heated in the oven. The concept was simple, but the logistics were complex. They had to figure out how to cook and freeze everything so that it would all reheat perfectly in just 25 minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. The final piece of the puzzle was marketing. How do you sell a frozen meal on a tray? Thomas cleverly linked the product to the most exciting new appliance in the American home, the television. He designed a box that looked just like a TV set, complete with screen and control knobs. He called his creation the TV dinner. It was a stroke of marketing genius. It wasn't just a meal, it was an experience. It gave people permission to do what they already wanted to do, eat a hot meal without missing their favorite television programs. The turkey problem had officially become a revolutionary solution. When the Swanson TV dinner hit grocery store freezers in 1954, It was an instant sensation. In its first full year of production, Swanson sold over 10 million units, far exceeding anyone's wildest expectations. The price was an affordable 98 cents, making it an accessible novelty for families across the country. The convenience was undeniable. For the first time, a hot multi-component meal could be on the table, or rather, on a lap, in under half an hour with almost no effort and minimal cleanup. The aluminum tray served as the cooking pan, the plate, and could be thrown away afterward. This newfound convenience fundamentally changed the American family's relationship with dinner. The formal, structured meal in the dining room began to fade. The TV dinner gave families the freedom to eat whenever and wherever they wanted, and increasingly, that place was the living room. Families gathered around the television set, each person with their own personal tray. Conversation shifted from family matters to what was happening on the screen. The shared platter was replaced by the individual portion, and the dining table was often replaced by a new piece of furniture, the folding TV tray table. The impact went beyond just changing the location of dinner. The TV dinner had a profound effect on American culture and household dynamics. It was a symbol of modernity and progress, freeing the homemaker from the daily chore of cooking a complex meal from scratch. This liberation, even in a small way, was part of a larger social shift happening in post-war America. It offered a glimpse into a future where technology could simplify domestic life. For children, TV dinners were pure magic, their very own personal meal that felt futuristic and fun, a special treat that turned a regular weeknight into an exciting event. Of course, not everyone celebrated this change. Critics worried that the TV dinner was destroying family togetherness and replacing nutritious, home-cooked food with processed meals. They saw the shift from the dining room to the living room as a breakdown of communication and tradition. The communal act of sharing a meal was being replaced by the isolated act of consumption in front of a screen. Despite these concerns, the popularity of the TV dinner proved that for millions of Americans, the appeal of convenience and entertainment was simply too powerful to resist. The tray had triumphed over the table. The original TV dinners of the 1950s were a marvel of their time, but they were also quite simple by today's standards. The first meal, that famous turkey dinner, was soon joined by other classic American comfort foods like fried chicken and Salisbury steak. A dessert, like an apple cobbler or a brownie, was eventually added in a new fourth compartment in the early 1960s, making the meal even more of a complete package. For years, the formula remained largely the same: meat, potato, vegetable, and dessert, all nestled in that iconic aluminum tray, ready for the oven. As technology and tastes evolved, so did the TV dinner. The biggest change came in the 1980s with the widespread adoption of the microwave oven. The old aluminum trays were not microwave safe, which led to the development of new plastic microwavable trays. This cut the cooking time down from 25 minutes to just a few minutes, making the convenience meal even more convenient. This era also saw an expansion of the menu, with food companies introducing more international flavors and healthier options to appeal to a more discerning and health-conscious public. The simple TV dinner was growing up. Today, if you walk down the frozen food aisle, you'll see that the spirit of the TV dinner is alive and well, but it has transformed dramatically. The term TV dinner itself sounds retro. Now we call them frozen entrees, ready meals, or single-serve dinners. The options are seemingly endless. You can find everything from organic, gluten-free, and vegan meals to gourmet dishes created by celebrity chefs. Brands focus on high-quality ingredients, clean labels, and sophisticated flavor profiles like chicken tikka masala, quinoa bowls with roasted vegetables, or grass-fed beef lasagna. The focus has shifted from pure convenience to providing a quick, easy, and genuinely high-quality dining experience. From its humble beginnings as a clever way to sell leftover turkey, the TV dinner has had a lasting impact on how we eat. It ushered in the era of convenience foods and forever changed the landscape of the American dinner table. While many families have returned to the idea of shared, home-cooked meals, the frozen dinner remains a staple for busy individuals, college students, and anyone needing a quick and easy meal solution. It stands as a testament to American ingenuity and our enduring quest to balance tradition with the ever-present allure of modern convenience. The box has changed, but the basic idea remains the same. If you enjoyed this look at the history of TV dinners, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the past and present.